What's up guys, this is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this video we're going to be looking at the NECA Street Fighter 4 Akuma figure, also known as Goki, or if you pronounce it Akuma, it's this guy right here. He is basically the same figure as Ken and Ryu. You'll notice some differences in the head. Obviously, instead of a belt, he's got a standard belt, he's got a rope belt. His gi is much different than the other two. Ryu's went out a lot farther, his comes in a lot closer to the neck. His pants are the same as Ryu at the bottom. He has the sandals, the rope sandals instead of bare feet, and he has the rope ties around his wrists. He also comes with his prayer bead necklace, which unfortunately is just a solid piece of black rubber. I don't know why NECA did this. It doesn't look like the beads in the game, and it's completely rigid. I mean, you can bend it, but it's just going to sit on his neck very weirdly. So what I recommend, and what I've done, and I couldn't find it for the video unfortunately, is just go to any craft store and you can buy some brown beads and some rope, tiny rope, and just make a little bead necklace for him, and it makes the figure look way better. So I definitely recommend that. But okay, let's get into the figure itself. He stands just like Ryu and Ken, 7 inches tall to the top of the head, a little bit taller due to the hair, which is fine. He has 2 sets of hands, one set of open hands, as you can see here. The fingers are closed on his hands instead of open like that, so it's a little bit different for posability, but or for posing purposes, I guess I should say. And he has 2 fist hands. The paint could be better on the ropes. It's a little shoddy, but still pretty decent. They did shade them nicely, so that is okay by me. As far as the paintwork on this guy, he's pretty much on par with Ken. There's not too many problems with him like Ryu. The hair is shaded well, the face is painted well, the gi has some nice airbrushing on it, and then of course the skin is painted well also. So it's a very nice figure. The head, as far as articulation goes, he's got the best of the bunch so far. He goes back pretty well, not too much, but it does go back and it goes forward. As you can see, the necklace just gets in the way, so definitely replace that if you can. Head goes down, swivels of course, and it does have a pretty good range of motion on that ball peg, so you can get some pretty nice posing out of him if you ignore the beads. The shoulders have the butterfly joint again, ball disc shoulder itself, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. It's the exact same upper body as Ryu and Ken. The wrists, this time they have no hinge, they're on a ball joint. So instead of a peg with a hinge, they are just on a little ball joint. So they swivel still just fine, and they have a little bit of play like this, but not too much. So they kind of limited the articulation there just a bit. He's got the same ab crunch as Ken and Ryu, so really good range of motion for that. Pretty good backwards as well. Waist twist, same exact legs again, so they go forward and back on that joint. They fly out that way. There's a cut joint for the thigh, double jointed knee. Really stiff, but it does work. He's got the same leg articulation as Ryu also, so he's got the shin swivel, ankle pivot, ankle rocker, and a toe joint. And the sandals are not connected at the top. I guess that's so you don't have to worry about the articulation. But his toe joint, though it isn't as nice looking due to the sandals, it is as solid as Ken and Ryu, so you can pose him just on the toe if you want to. That is to say that he's just got sturdy enough articulation to get any posing you want taken care of. So replace this and you have a pretty solid figure. I wish his blue was a little bit bluer and his face was a little bit meaner looking, but it's still a really good Akuma figure, and he doesn't have any of the kanji on his back unfortunately, which also would have been cool, but not necessary since it's not always there in the game. So there's Akuma, guys. I do recommend him. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the rest of the NECA Street Fighter 4 figure reviews, and in the meantime, keep collecting.